Okay, so guys, today what we're gonna do is a review on plotting points. Right, please forgive me for the quality of the video. Right, since these topics are really difficult to teach online, right? So we're going to do a review on plotting points. So as we know, a point would have two numbers, right? So for example, right, so as I was saying, for example, we could have the point point A, who is 3, -2, right? The first number in a point is always the x coordinate. The second number is always the y coordinate. Right. The next thing that we need in order to plot a point would be our Cartesian plane. And our Cartesian plane consists of two axes. One that runs up to down and the other that runs from left to right. Right? The one that runs from left to right is the x-axis. The one that runs up to down is the y-axis. Right? We also have numbers on these lines. Now the middle here is always 0, just like a number line. On the right hand side of the 0 would be all positive numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our left hand side of the 0 would be our negative numbers. So we have -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. Right? Then we have to label as well our x-axis. Okay, so then we also have to do our y coordinate. Our y-axis, right? So we go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're going down with our negative numbers: -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6. Now I just went 6 units, positive 6 units, negative 6 units, and I went positive 6 units, negative 6 units, right? Let me just put in my negative signs here. Right, you can go to any amount, any number. It will all depend on how large your points are. My point that I am going to plot is 3, -2, so my numbers are relatively small. So that's why I just cut off at 6 and -6, right? So you will have to decide what number you want to go until based on the points that you're required to plot. And next thing too that we discussed in class already was something called scale. Remember we said the scale is how far apart you put in your numbers. For example, if I had used a ruler and I measured 1 cm and I put 1, measure the next cm and I put 2, then I'll be using a scale of 1 centimeter to represent 1 unit on the x-axis, right? If I used 2 centimeters apart to put the numbers, I'll be using a scale of 2 cm. Okay, now when you're drawing your graph, you should be using graph paper and not just drawing it freehand like me. I do not have graph paper right now, so that's why I'm drawing it like this, and I don't really have a meter rule, so that's why I just freehanded the axes. But you should have those things to use, okay? Okay, so let's start plotting points, right? So let's plot this point. So first thing we're going to do is identify our x coordinate, which we already did. It is 3. So we're going to go on our x line, which is going left to right, and find 3. Now notice it is positive 3 and not -3. So 3 on our x-axis is here, so you're going to keep your finger there. Then you're going to look for your y coordinate, which is -2, right? Remember, y goes from up to down. -2, if you look on this, you have to go down. So keep your finger here and just drag down. So that's about here, and you put a little X or a dot, and you put A. So this is point A, which is 3 div 2. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to plot each of these points on the same axis, right? So the first one we have is -1, -1. So this is our X, this is our Y. So we're going to look for -1 on our X-axis. This is our X-axis here, -1 is here, so keep our finger there. Then our Y coordinate is also -1, so keep our finger here and just drag up or down to find -1. In this case we need to go down because it's -1, which is here, and that's point B. -1, -1, and that's it. So then we're going to do point C, which is 0, 2. So 0 on the X, that will stay on this green line, and we go to 2. 2 would be up here, so this is point C, which is 0, 2. Then we have point D, which is 4, 1. So 4 on our X, which is here, 1 on our Y, we're going up because it's a positive number. That's point D, which is 4 and 1. And that's it.